What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is Mario, your host. Uh, Today, we're going to be talking about my favorite five knives. Uh, as you guys know, I have only been collecting probably a little bit over a year. I think last summer um, is when I kind of started after watching, I don't know, like 2 years. Uh, two years, I think. Knife Doctor. And then I started watching a bunch of other people, Mike at Make Cutlery Great Again, and uh, so on and so forth. And the community has grown since. So uh, we're gonna start with one that's kind of cool. Uh, and these are all. I mean, again, my collection is not that big. Um, it's knives that I've found at antique stores, surplus stores, all over the place. Um, and then one of them's kind of special. This one's definitely not gonna. That I'm gonna leave that one for number five for last. So, uh, for the most part, three of them have to do with my kids. Um, like everything to do with my kids, because it's their birth year knives. Um, and then the other two are ones that are just I will never just get away from. I will never, trade them or sell them or anything like that. If I have to keep any five knives, I would probably say these four, with the exception of the first one that I'm going to show you. Because the only reason that I say that is because I still need to find a 2011 case knife for my son Mario, because I don't have one of his birth year yet. So the only one that I would change out of these five would be this first one. So let's get on with the show here. Don't want to prolong this too much. So first one is this. As you can see, if you know anything about Buck 110s and the new ones versus the old ones. So this one has the squared off bolsters, and like the body of it is squared off. So this one I found in an antique store. This is my now, I think I call it my $12 Buck 110, because I paid $2 even at the antique store for this one. And this one was 81 to 86, I believe, the tank stamp that it had, because it wasn't a 1980. It was the one after that. So this one I found in the antique store for $2. So it had a broken, like somebody pried with it, so it had like chunks literally missing from the blade right here on the bottom. Um, so this one I sent back to Buck, and they replaced the blade with a, I believe it's a 2020, 2024. Yeah, because this one is still stamped. It's not etched on the blade, which I think 25 is when they started, or it may be 23. I don't know. I get lost with these new blades. It was brand new, a brand new blade last year, so I'm gonna say it's 2024. Um, but yeah, so this one is the only one out of these top five, or my favorite five right now, that I would exchange. Not give it away, not sell it, but I would replace this one with a 2011 case of some sort. Um, because I say that because um, my number two, or not really, no, these are not in no particular order, but my second one is this guy right here. Now, this one I got in a trade with Mike over at Make Cutlery Great Again. Um, won't talk about the trade, because you do you guys ever trade something and after the fact is like, man, I should have I wish I still had that knife. Not that the trade should have not happened, but you know. Uh, so this one I got from Mike in a trade, and this is a 2007. As you can see there, it's got the three stars. 2007 Amberbone 18 pattern Stockman. And this one is kind of cool because of the, uh, it's very pocket worn. And then you can see the brass liners kind of tarnishing the bone, uh, as it got used, maybe sweat or something. I don't know. But yeah, so this is a 2007. This is my oldest uh, daughter's birth year. So 2007. This one will never leave anywhere. This one's staying in the pile for eternity. And then one day, if I'm ever not here, that'll go to my daughter because it's her birth year. Second one, this one I also got in a trade from Dakota Marlowe. He's a very talented leather maker out of Ohio. I traded him, I think it was a fixed blade, and I got this one, and I think it was like three other case knives. But the reason that I wanted this one, and this one's the one that I've been carrying this week. This one's 2010, which is my second daughter's birth year. But as you can see, like I was saying, from the first one to the second one, these are only 3 years apart, and look at the difference in the amber bone. But yeah, this one's a 2010, and this one's a Texas Jack, two-blade Jack in amber bone, and it's a user. I peeled my apple and cut it with this one today at lunch. So as you can see, the patina there. It's definitely a user. I like to use my knives. But yeah, 2010 case Texas Jack. That's number 3. Number 4 is this guy. This one I found at the surplus store that I go to here in Austin. I think if you go back on my shorts on YouTube, I believe it was one of my first shorts when I started posting last year. This one's a 2013. So this one's my son Ezekiel's birth year. And I believe I've seen a couple of different posts about the bone color on this. I've heard Blue Lagoon, but I think the actual name is indigo or something like that. Indigo bone. These things are I try to find more on this with this color of scales, and it's very hard. There are very, very few out there for sale. So this one, again, is not going to leave the pile. 2013 Case Trapper in this beautiful, beautiful, I almost call it teal, and I can see why they call it Blue Lagoon, because it's very, blue. But yeah, 2013 Case Trapper, not going anywhere. Then the last one, guys. Last year, and I think you guys have heard me tell the story. I think it was last summer. My kids had gone over to my father-in-law's. He has a property, like northeast of Austin, about 45 minutes from where we live, and he runs his businesses out of that property. But he's got like a barnuminium, and he's got storage units, and he collects all kinds of things. So they went and spent the weekend over there. They were cleaning the property, and he had them, my father-in-law had the kids cleaning and everything. So my son Ezekiel comes back. They all come back, obviously. But they came back, and my son Ezekiel's all excited. He's like, Dad, he goes, I got you a knife, Dad. And I said, you got me a knife? I said, what do you mean? Like, he goes, yeah, Dad, I got you a knife. He goes, we were cleaning Grandpa's storage unit. He goes, and I found you a knife. He goes, you want to see it? And I was like, yeah, man, I want to see it. And he takes it out of his little like plastic bag that he had of stuff, and he brings me this guy right here. And I'm like, oh, okay. Obviously, I mean, I have utility knives, but just for this kid, this boy that knows that his daddy loves knives, for him to think about me as they're cleaning, a shed or whatever, a storage unit. And he goes, yeah, he goes, I asked Grandpa and I told him that you really, really like knives. And he said that you could have this one. So this one, guys, has a lot of meaning. I mean, it's not worth much. First of all, it's a Husky. It's been used, as you can tell, like the scales are all faded and everything. I did put a new blade on it. And I've used it because this is what I use to cut my leather whenever I do like little leather projects or whatever. But guys, this thing will never, ever, ever, ever go anywhere. So it may not be worth anything. If somebody saw it on the road, they'd probably leave it there because it's not worth anything. But to me, it's worth everything because my son thought about me as he was working with his grandpa. So, yeah. Thanks for checking it out, y'all. This is my favorite 5 right now. Again, that one would probably still stay here. This one would probably be replaced for a 2010 case of some sort. Not 2010. This one's a 2010. A 2011 for my son Mario. So yeah. 2007, 2010. It would be a 2011 and then a 2013 for my youngest. So anyway, guys, don't want to prolong this. Thank you for checking it out. This is a response to Jim over at Hunting, Fishing, Praying for his open tag. So just wanted to kind of tag along. I was watching some of the videos while I was eating lunch today, and I was like, you know what? I need to do this because it's all in fun. It's all in community. But all right, guys, until the next one, don't forget, be the light so that everybody sees that we serve an amazing God. God bless.